Once again, can you start by reflecting back on your match today?
Yeah, I think the first set was really high level. I was enjoying just like playing. I thought it was, you play like good tennis like that. I think it's a lot of fun, and yeah, I was enjoying myself. I had some chances. I had some chances in the first set. I thought he played incredibly well to not let me capitalize on them, and I did a good job as well to shut out a lot of his chances breaking my serve, and then he played well. He got the break on me, and then after that, I started feeling my quads, so it got tough for me to load my legs to serve or turn or whatever. So for me, the second set was just tough in general to play. I couldn't play the same level as the first set, and I think at that point it just gets pretty tough to play someone like Carlos when I feel like I can't, I'm not 100%.
Fritz began by highlighting that the first set was played at a very high level and that he was actually enjoying himself despite the challenge. He admitted he had chances, but Carlos was clutch in denying him, and then the quad issue started to limit his movement. The honesty here stands out. He acknowledges both the fun and the frustration, but doesn't use the injury as a total excuse. He accepts Alcaraz played better. It paints him as candid but also vulnerable, underlining how impossible it feels to face Carlos when not at 100%.
いかがですか?
Taylor, you said you were compromised by your thigh, but up until then, would you say you were pretty happy with the way you're playing? You felt like you were pressing all the right buttons.
I felt like I was super happy with how I was playing. That being said, like I was still. I felt it for the first time at 5-4 him serving for the set. So he outplayed me. He was the better player in the first set. He deserved to, win the first set for sure. But I do feel like I was playing great tennis, and like I said, I felt like I was also just having a lot of fun. I was enjoying the match a lot. So I think it's a shame, but yeah, I think he was playing really well, and I was playing really well to hang in there with him. So. I wish that could have continued that for the second set. Not saying that the result would be any different, of course, but just like I said, I was just enjoying the match. I thought it was fun, high level.
Here, Fritz clarified that he was playing great tennis, having fun, and felt very good about his game. He emphasized that Carlos deserved to win the first set, while still pointing out that he himself was competing at a high level. This creates two separate narratives. First, the injury as an obstacle. Second, that even before it, Carlos had the edge in big points. This balance shows respect for his opponent, while avoiding the impression of making excuses.
I want to ask about Carlos' play. What's the difference between Labour Cup and today?
Well, the conditions are much different. It's faster here, so I think that I got a little bit less time to attack the ball, and I think that I think the biggest change I noticed him making, he pulled his backhand line so much in the match, and I was really impressed with how well he hit it, because I felt like a lot of times hit pretty good shots to his backhand that I would find very hard for people to aggressively change backhand line on, but it was clear that was part of his plan. He didn't want me to be able to be comfortable in the backhand corner and play backhand cross and then look for opportunities to for me to use my forehand out of that corner. I think he always wanted to be just drilling the ball into my forehand. So I think he did that. He did that as well at Labour Cup, but I think he did it even more so in this match. And as well, sometimes it's tougher for me to attack on this court because it's faster. I don't get as much time on the ball. So even though I want to be more aggressive, it's sometimes just hard because the court's faster.
Fritz gave a very technical answer. The conditions were faster, giving him less time to attack, and Carlos relied much more on the backhand down the line to prevent Fritz from setting up patterns. He admitted that Alcaraz clearly executed this tactical adjustment, making it harder for him to get comfortable. This analysis highlights Carlos's intelligence and Fritz's recognition that the Spaniard imposed his strategy more effectively than in their previous meeting.
You're playing in the Shanghai Masters next, and that tournament starts tomorrow. Some of the players who are playing in China this week have been complaining about the schedule. Iga Swiatek even said that she may start having to skip some mandatory tournaments to protect her body because it's not possible to play as many tournaments. Do you think the current schedule is sustainable, and would you ever consider skipping mandatory tournaments to save your physical condition?
Yeah, the schedule's ridiculous. I can talk about this for a long time. We play way too much, and I was actually talking about it just today because they upped the mandatory tournaments for the men. I don't know what it is for the women, but for the men they upped the mandatory tournaments to you have to play now 500s in a year.
As well as the Grand Slams and the ATP Finals and the Masters.
Yes. So they added the 500s as well, and the punishment obviously is you get just a 0 on your record. You don't get the points for 18 tournaments on your record. If you don't play the 500s, and they'll just give you a 0 as one of the points. So it hurts your ranking. So it is obviously required, and it put me in a really weird position because I was injured earlier in the year. And so because I was injured, I missed 2 500s. So after Wimbledon, after grass court season, where I played, a lot of tennis, and I had been injured. I wanted to play a lot of tennis at that time, but I played a lot of tennis, won a lot of matches. I was pretty beat up. How the calendar works out, I basically needed to play every 500 for the rest of the year to meet my quota. So I had to play DC. I had to I've been playing a ton of tennis since grass court season, and pretty much every tournament that I've played is mandatory. There hasn't been, anything. I guess hypothetically I could have skipped Labor Cup, but pretty much every ATP event I've played has been a mandatory event, and it's a lot. And so I'm getting to the point where it's like I might just have to skip a mandatory events because I just don't know where in the schedule I'm supposed to take a break, ever, to get healthy, to feel mentally ready, rested. It's too much, and I'm the type of person that I don't want to sit at home as well when there's tournaments, big tournaments going on. I want to be there. So, the only answer for me is to just shorten the schedule because it's kind of just how I am. I'm a competitor. If there's tournaments going on, then I want to be there.
This was the most controversial part of the press conference. Fritz blasted the ATP schedule, calling it ridiculous. He criticized the increase in mandatory tournaments, especially the ATP 500s, which forced him to play without proper rest after Wimbledon. He even admitted he might consider skipping mandatory events, which is bold since it risks penalties. These remarks show an exhausted and frustrated player, one willing to openly challenge the system. It portrays him as rebellious, but also drained by the grind.
では最後1問いかがですか。はい。Last question.
Hi, sorry for the bad luck today. So I want to also ask about Carlos. So Yannick Sinner, he said that what made him have to play against is he's very unpredictable. So what do you think is the biggest challenge for you to play against him?
I think. The unpredictability is a big part of it. He has a lot of power, but then he also has great touch, drop shots, can come to net. He has lots of different ways to win points. I think for me, in the matchup, one thing that's very tough about it is sometimes when I attack to him, play offense, if I don't hit the ball when I'm on offense, if I don't hit the ball really well, he can completely flip it on me and just hit a winner off of my aggressive shots. Whereas I play someone else, I play aggressive, maybe I don't hit the ball as well as I would have wanted to, or I don't hit my spot, you know, they maybe just neutralize and we continue the point, reset the point. When I attack with Carlos, I need to make sure that it's really good, or else he can just flip the point on me because his forehand's so strong. And so I do have to press a little extra with my rally balls and press a little extra when I try to attack him, because of how quick he is and how easily he can, I guess just how explosive he is on the run as well.
Fritz concluded by underlining that Carlos's unpredictability is the toughest part. He can win points with power, touch, drop shots, or by rushing the net. For Fritz, the hardest thing is that when he tries to attack, if his shot isn't near perfect, Alcaraz can flip the point instantly with a winner. Against others, such shots might just reset the rally. With Carlos, every attack has to be executed at the highest quality. This illustrates both admiration and frustration. Fritz acknowledges Alcaraz's versatility and explosiveness as nearly unmatched.